Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go, man. You best believe that. Some NERDSoul gaming. And we just got just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit, just a little baby touch, of some news. We had good news last week, but this week, you know what? We do have a little piece of good news. I'm gonna hit y'all with a little piece of good news, then we're gonna go into the bad. But before we get started, that's right, the God of Destruction ×2, Open Mind.
What's up, NERDSoul family? What's up, gaming community, FGC, everybody that game? Glad to be back.
All right, man. All right, so like I said, we do have a little bit of good news, so I'm gonna start with this. The really good news is that Neon Inferno, that's right, the side-scrolling kind of Contra-esque shooter is out for a free demo. So check out that Neon Inferno. It's on Steam. I've already been playing it a little bit. You'll see some in the background. It's really fun. And I am ecstatic about the possibility to play it with, some couch co-op, or even a setup where it's just like, you make yourself available online and people can just jump into your game, jump in and out of the game at will. So I think it's a lot of fun. Neon Inferno. I cannot remember the developers at this time, but shouts out to them because I played it for a good 15-20 minutes and I was already having a lot of fun. It definitely brought back kind of like the Contra vibes, especially with, you really got to keep your eyes on going all around the screen because there's bullets from everywhere. But that's some good news. We got something new to play. We got something fun to play. So there goes your good news.
Question before you move on: is that game on console or Steam?
Steam.
Y'all get all the good stuff.
Well, we were talking about it last week. Basically, like, hey man, they don't want to deal with all the crazy extra stuff that PlayStation make you walk through, or Nintendo or whatever. Now, later on, like you said, usually like a year later or something, then you can kind of get thrown on a console. But at first, they just be getting that Steam going. But I don't know what the price is going to be just yet, but probably somewhere around 20 or something like that, and I'll be cool with that.
Word.
So yeah, now we're gonna get into some news. Let's start. You know what? We got a game demo. Oh, go ahead.
And I sent you these links, by the way, a week ago, and I just sent it just to see if you saw it. Like, I didn't realize we was gonna have to discuss this.
I definitely want to talk about
my topic.
I definitely want to talk about Multiversus. So right now, Multiversus, I don't know, if you were super into it, anyone who's listening, but Multiversus is, they're shutting down. They've kind of announced that the game, this last season is coming up, but then that's it. The game is going to be shut down on May 30th. Now, the problem with this is that there's been a lot of threatening of violence and things of that nature. So the director of the devs, Player First Games, announced, hey, look, even though the game is ending and stuff, he says, I have to call this out, end quote, saying, you're entitled to what you say and think, but when there are threats to harm, it's crossing the line. I hope you can take a step back and realize that this is an extremely sad time for the team. I'm in deep mourning for the game. Nobody wanted this outcome, and it wasn't from lack of caring or effort. So that's a lot going on because remember, Multiversus kind of came out with a splash. Yeah, and they had a big thing at Evo and a large draw. Then it seemed like the game was getting pulled back, and then they said it was still in beta when it's like, no, you already released. And they also, sold, even though the game was free to play, they sold like these premium founders packs. They were $99.99. That's right, we're back to that $100 game.
Man.
And they sold these premium packs, right? Mm-hmm. And since they're shutting down the game will not be able to be played online at all ever after May 30th. Guess what? There are not going to be any refunds at all.
No, I gotta
Nothing.
pocket that money. Which
Not a
I want
refund
to
in
speak to
sight.
this.
So I do understand people being like, "Yo, hey, y'all can at least leave it up online for us to play." Yo, we ain't even got it. So I just spent my money that it. I can see people. I can see the consumer. What is it? The Consumer Protections Bureau or whatever. The federal. It's like CPFB or whatever. I can see this becoming a thing with them in a few years because Multiversus isn't the first one that's done something like this. They might be the most, I guess, the one with the most notoriety as of late. But games do shut down, and they be like, "Yo, what about my money though?"
Right. Which is, I think, that is what a lot of people were weary of when
Hmm.
when games decided to go more digital instead of disc, or the word diskless, because they was like, okay, so we don't really own anything and we don't have any control of anything. So what is this? But in the same time, there were a lot of games that were on disc that the online community of that game went out, so you can still have a copy of it as far as uh, that's concerned, but you can't go online with said game. Like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, for example. A lot of people may still own the game, but PlayStation 3 is down. You can't go online on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, so they
So
like on in this they're saying you can play it. You can play it localized, but you can forget about trying to connect to somebody anywhere.
right. And what I want to say to the violence, it's like, okay, I definitely don't agree with the violence. Multiversus is a dope game. I have a lot of fun when I play it. I frequent that game a lot. It's a real good pastime. But I think y'all, come on, y'all in the gaming community, y'all need to cut that out. Like seriously, this this cartoon Smash Brothers uh clone, right? It's not that fun.
Now, are
That
we
y'all
hold up? Are we gonna call it a clone at this point? I mean,
Yeah,
just be,
yeah,
just because just because it has a Smash Bros. Style, we wouldn't call I don't know we wouldn't call like Virtua Fighter a Tekken. Well, no, sorry, we wouldn't call Tekken a Virtua Fighter clone.
no. What I just kind of said that really to just kind of get people. I was just being, silly when I said that. It's really not a clone, but it's a platform fighter, and it's Smash Brothers is definitely shutting down. Right? They're not gonna, they not making no more content for that. So it's
Yeah,
the same thing.
Nintendo be like, look, see, I guess maybe it's because we all expect Nintendo to like never do anything for the players really, except like
Right.
make. They're like, look, we're gonna make what we want, and y'all better buy it and shut up.
But using that for example, the fact that Smash Bros. Is shut down, nobody threatened nobody's life about it, right? And the game
True that.
it had its lifespan. Uh, West with all games, they have their lifespan, and you move on with your life to the next game. I mean, I have to agree with the devs and the owners and the developers, everybody else that's involved, that's whose lives are threatened. Are you guys are mashing buttons on a video game? Now, the $100 thing,
Hmm.
I understand
Yeah,
where they're like, why they mad. I think that's more of the reason why they probably threaten lives. But the way you handle that is through the court, because threatening somebody's life, that's not gonna get you your $100 back.
and I
You,
wonder,
you
I wonder if these people really gonna hurt somebody. Like
they
they be
not
acting like they're going. I wonder if they really
they
gonna hurt
not
somebody.
they not gonna do nothing, bro. Look, these dudes, they definitely don't scare me. I know the threats ain't thrown at me, but my life has been threatened on fighting games. Right? I beat somebody up, and I'll see you in the streets. So I'm effing kill you, you effing NIGGER. It's like, listen. You're not gonna do that, right? And if you step to me, you're gonna get these paws put on you. Like these paws are coming. Saying I can fight for real. Now I'm not a MMA champion, but if you step to me, you're gonna get these hands put on you.
It's like
I
I
self
ain't worried
defense.
about all that.
Right, like you're not scaring me because I beat you in the fighting game. So now when you see me in these streets, you going let's see if you can fight for real. Well, let's see if I can fight for real. Said let's see. But that's what I'm saying. Like I've been threatened before, and I laugh it off. Like it's to me, you're not going to see me in the streets because you don't know my government name to see me in these streets. right? You know me as open mind on the video game, but y'all, NERDSoul knows my government name, but we're going to be NERDSoul and open mind. We're not going to be
Yeah.
our government names on the podcast, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, like how you feel about a situation. If this is a issue, which I understand the feelings, I'm not dismissing their how they feel about spending $100 on the game and then they just shutting it down. That's a legitimate reason to be upset. And Multiversus, the team at
It's
Multiversus,
relatively new too.
yeah, but they still need to explain themselves in that regard. Like y'all need to that's bad business. You feel me? Like that's really bad for that because like y'all, you guys knew you were shut down. That's how I
Hmm.
feel about it. I'm gonna play devil advocate a little bit here. Y'all knew y'all was shut down.
Well, they
You know what I'm
knew they
saying?
were kind of full of it when they said, "Oh no, this game is still in beta though. It hasn't really released."
Right.
The people are like,
We
"What
had
do
a
you
lot
mean
there.
it
There was a
hasn't
lot of stuff.
released? Like y'all had a whole thing at Evo and all that. Like, what are you talking about? We done paid. What do you mean it ain't released?"
Yeah, there's a lot of suspect stuff that went on.
So,
Like they have,
but
but the
I
threat.
don't think it came from players first, or player first. Something tells me that this is a Warner Brothers issue.
Yeah,
I'm pretty.
licensing.
This sounds like, hey yo, we were hired to make this game, and we had fun making this game, and it was really cool. Then after we made the game, the executive suite figured they ain't want to make the game no more, so now they just gonna shut it down, and they don't care about the people that bought it.
Right, and that right there is a legitimate right. So I think they need to kind of like uh, what you said about that agency existing. This
Yeah,
is this is
it's
this is
Consumer Protections Bureau. I'll look it up real quick, but I'm pretty sure like this stuff. It's I don't I don't see this stuff going on too much longer. Like somebody's going to have to. Oh, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB. That's what it is. But I don't see this type of stuff going on too long. I mean, if we even saw Steam, they put up their new rules where like you can't do what season passes where people don't know what it is. Like people have to know exactly what's going to be in the game. You can't do this like, oh, it's a secret. Who's coming? Nah. We ain't doing this no more. We ain't doing no surprise secrets. Let people know what they're buying, what they're paying for up front. Which I'm not against because there are times where people drop that cheese and then they're like, hold on, what? What?
right. Yeah,
Like this is
and
what y'all had? This is what I
I
paid
definitely
for?
think there should be some protections because we're going into a digital age of content where things are just digital, and you don't have no hard physical copies of anything when it comes to digital content. Period, gaming, music, whatever it is. So I think there needs to be some protection. I think when a site shuts down for whatever reason, where we can no longer stream the content in such a way that you guys can access it, we should still have a downloaded copy, the file, right? We should have the
Yeah.
file.
Now
If I
it
don't have
does
the
look
physical,
like they're letting them keep that at least, because it did say. I think they're going to be able to have it. It says it's going to go offline, so I assume if you own it, you still have it, but you can't play with nobody.
and I feel
I mean, I
like
guess
in
you
that
could do
regard,
like local events and stuff, but you ain't. It's going to be like regular Smash Bros. Where it's like, look, you gonna have to go over to somebody's house.
and I feel like that's what it is with a lot of games, old school games that used to have an online community. They should you should have a way for us to connect to each other online. Now, if you're no longer making content like DLC content, patches, updates, bug fixes, hey, look, we're shutting down. There's nothing else you can do. You're not going to continue investing money into this IP, whatever it is, and you're shutting down production. I get it, but still let us play it because we own it. We own a copy of it. Still let us play
Mhm.
it online. Still let us have our online ranking system. Still let us access this game, whatever it is, or this song, whatever it is. That way, and leave it up to us. So like for example, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, right?
Mhm.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, using that for example. I still play Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 till this day. It's laggy, it's choppy, it's buggy.
Mm.
It has its stuff in it that had they still been making content for it, they would fix these patches. But the game is old. The game is dead. It's not dead to where people don't play it. It's dead to the fact that There are no
Like they're
more
not
dev
doing any
teams,
updates for it no
no
more.
more updates, and that's fine because the staff is been replaced or fired, whatever we want to call it. There's no more staff. There's no more whatever. So fine, but let us still connect to each other online because Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is in fact done. It's in fact finished, but you can still go online and play it. Now you can't report anybody for harassment. You can't there's no more content being developed, no more DLC, but they should let Multiversus remain online for online competitive play with each other. And anybody who want to still run tournaments for it can still run tournaments for it. It's like, hey, you guys are shut down, whatever, WB is not funding it no more budget, whatever you want to call that. That's perfectly fine. But still leave the game online. So I have to agree with the people who, not the ones who, the people who threatening lives. Like, I don't agree with threatening their lives. I agree with their anger about it.
Yeah,
I just think y'all going to the overboard because like it's just $100. Like, are you that broke that $100 sets you back that far? It didn't set you back.
And technically, that money is already spent. So I
What
feel you
gonna
on
do?
that. But I do understand. Like, hey, I put this investment in, thinking, thinking it was going to be here. Like, for instance, if you spent, say, $100 on Street Fighter 5, you can still play that thing online.
I should still be able to play it online.
And like, you can't do nothing. They're like,
And that's why,
Multiversus, you're done.
and that's
And
why I feel like
maybe we're dealing with a rights issue, but I assume that all these characters were already in-house owned by Warner Brothers. I thought that was what the draw was, is like we weren't going to have these issues because they own all the characters. It's not a situation where like there's like, we got to coordinate with like 18 companies to make this work.
Well, we really don't know why they shut it down. We're still kind of speculating. We can, they didn't say why. They just said they're shut down. They didn't say, well, we're shutting down for this reason. We can assume that they're shutting down because of the fact that, licensing and Warner Brothers stuff. That's fine. That makes a lot of sense. Like, this game is free to play.
Well, for most of us.
For most of us, and not everybody spent that $100. I know I didn't spend no money. I didn't spend a dime. So I'm not as upset about it, other than the fact that, hey, I wish they didn't shut it down because I like playing it. I feel like I'm gonna play it up until they shut down, but then I'm gonna delete it from my PlayStation and get that space back. You know what I'm saying? Because I only play online. I don't have anybody to play with offline as far as Multiverse is concerned. There's no reason.
Oh yeah, and I forgot the another thing about the refund before we get off of this into like the main topic is when it was originally released, the founders pack gave them unlock tokens for like promised new characters, right? But the game is now going to end before enough characters have been introduced to use up the tokens. So they do need at least a refund for the at least a refund for the tokens they couldn't spend.
Totally agree.
Like at the very least, come on, Warner Brothers, like y'all, come on.
I totally agree that there should be a refund. Right, I agree 1,000%. There should be a refund of some sort for this game because people spent their money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, honestly, people have died for less. Like, not saying it's right, but they have.
People spent their money, man, and y'all just took these people money and ran. So it's definitely understandable
for like Warner Brothers messing up in movies and messing up in games too, boy. I tell you that. Like, hey, man, you can't have nothing in these streets. Man, shouts out to Marvel though. I'm gonna see Captain America like in a day or two. So
that's the thing about that. But that's the thing about digital content, bro. You don't have no control over what happens. And then if you buy anything digital, you don't really own it. You just own access to it. They'll let you play it because you spent the money. But
yeah, you gotta really download the file, but that's about it.
Right. That's about it. That's all you got to work with, really. And that was the fear back in the day about things going digital, and there's no way to really, there's no recourse for what may happen. GameStop is losing a lot of business because nobody's trading games in them because everybody's digital. My PlayStation is all digital. I don't even have a disc drive for my PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to me? Did I blow $500 when they shut PlayStation 5 down completely, and I can't, it's a lot of legitimate reasons. Just not don't threaten nobody's life about it. I ain't that mad about it, And I spent money, and I ain't that mad about it. I just think it's a little ridiculous.
Man, so guys out there first, be take it easy on the young man, on Tony Hume, I guess. Take it easy on the dev director. Take it easy on him, man. Keep your head up. All right, at least maybe y'all can start a large community around local events or something. I don't know, man. I'm trying to salvage it for y'all. I don't know what else y'all can do. But
One last thing on this. One last thing on this point before we move on.
mhm.
This is another opportunity for the independent indie community to capitalize on selling their games for less and getting the community out and getting their game out there for sales, because these $100 situations are not going over well. People feeling like they're getting robbed, and if you set your game price at $100 because you put in all this extra graphic stuff, whatever you did to justify charging $100 for it, people gonna just gonna be weary and afraid and cautious with you, because it's like, hey, I spent $100 on the game and look what happened then. So that you don't be subject to that stigma. Set your game at a reasonable price. Keep it under $40, right? I don't care how long it takes to beat it. Fighting game, shooting game, RPG, side scrolling, Metrovania, whatever the genre is. Keep yourself in such a budget that when you're completely done with your game, this is the indie devs I'm talking to, the indie companies. When you're completely done and the game is ready for release, be able to make like $30-$40 is profit for you, where that $30-$40 is not setting you back in the hole. Because if you got to charge somebody $100 for something, obviously you put too much money in it in the first place, and that's just basic arithmetic right there. But go ahead, we can move on.
Yeah, man. Full sadness all around for y'all. But I'm gonna throw it over to the right and true and amazing Rockstar Games. They've been making making some waves as of late, of course, with new statements and all that. The first thing is that GTA is still set for this fall. That's a good thing, and they're saying that they really feel good about it. The CEO says still feel good about it, but unfortunately, those people that haven't upgraded to PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series XS, oh, they ain't gonna be able to play no GTA 6, y'all. Oh, no, 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 no. You ain't getting that GTA 6.
What you mean
Oh,
upgraded?
if you
Wait a
ain't
minute.
come
What
to
you
that
mean?
new, if you ain't came to that new, you ain't getting GTA 6. Now, I wonder exactly how that played out as far as like the planning. I wonder if that came from Rockstar, or if there was just like, if this was like a Microsoft and PlayStation, like, look, hey, don't let the old people play on it. Nah, make them buy a new console. Like, I wonder how that went off. But I'm gonna throw it to you because we do have kind of like two pieces of news here. Possibly three, but it's all about GTA. Basically, hey, it's still supposed to be coming. It's going to be this fall, sometime this fall. So fall is, it could be September. It could be beginning of December. You know what I'm saying? It could, whenever they feel like it. I'm assuming it's probably going to be before Black Friday. But how you feeling about the news of them not being on the old console?
You mean like PlayStation 4?
No,
About GTA
yeah,
6?
like PS4 and Xbox One, I believe.
I mean, I think it's fair. I mean, it's like you got to think about the output that the game is going to have, the kind of graphical output for the game to perform at its best. It's probably going to have to be on Xbox Series S and the new PlayStation, because you think about it, PlayStation 4 is only going to do so much for you. Because you kind of need to upgrade. And if you just can't upgrade because of financial reasons, I mean, okay, well, you can't upgrade for financial reasons. You can't play GTA 6. Because if you get it on PS4 and it doesn't perform right, the first thing you're gonna say is like, "Oh, this game is trash." Like, no, it's not trash. It's
This game
well,
is trash. It's
they need to
stuttering.
get
This
these
game is
bugs fixed.
trash.
Right. It's because you have old technology, and you gotta own that. At some point, you gotta own that. You gotta own the fact that you yourself haven't upgraded. Own
Right.
that
This game is
because
trash.
hey,
It's stuttering. Y'all out there on a like on a 1060 video card talk about it stuttering. It's like, well, bruh,
right,
it says the least is a 3060. What you doing with that? Like, come on, bruh.
right.
But I feel bad because I know there's a lot of people that were like still playing on the four, but yo, man, I guess they this is the line drawn in the sand now. Like, you got to upgrade.
Like, listen, okay, and here's let me speak to another point on that. Same
Hmm.
point, same thing. The PlayStation 6 is coming out in 2027, right?
Right? Maybe they
Early,
figured they was gonna skip a
early
version.
2020, early 2027. We're looking at spring, not Christmas. We're looking at February or March, full release PlayStation 6 console.
Mm.
Mind you, it's 2025. PlayStation 5 came out in 2020. The PlayStation 5 is 5 years old, right? Yes, yes, there was COVID. Yes, there was a
Yeah, that's why
situation.
it don't seem like it's an old
It
system.
don't, I know it don't seem right. A lot of people just time just flying by, and people like, wait a minute, I just got the PS5. That's because they just came back in stock because of the COVID and the computer chips being out of stock and the trade war with our governments across the land. I understand how in your personal bubble of existence, to you, the PlayStation 5 hasn't been out that long. But it's 5 years old already. It came out in 2020 in March of 2020. Okay.
You ain't gotta be yelling at us, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta
So
say
what I'm
the
saying is
name all along and everything.
it and all PlayStation consoles have a 7 to 8 year, but mostly 7 year lifespan on them. So if you are a PlayStation 4 person at this point in 2025, because you just haven't upgraded because a lot of the PS5 games still play on PS4, which stresses the PS4 to its limits to even play that said game. Listen, we're it's 2025. And if you get a PS5 right now, at the very least, you'll be able to play some PS6 games on your PS5. And your PS5 will be able to handle the graphical output. So
Yeah,
you
because
can't
didn't they just
expect,
drop the Pro like yesterday?
yeah, you can't expect GTA 6 to run on the PS4. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It's just not. GTA 6 probably going to be 150 gigabytes for the download. And I say
Yeah, I can see
150.
that. It's
I
gonna
say
it's gonna be stupid
150.
heavy.
I say 150 because the base game gonna be 100 by itself. The other 50 gigabytes is gonna be the DLC content that comes with it in the future. There's gonna be DLC content. It's gonna be patches. So add 50 gigabytes to the 100 gigabytes that the game and it's gonna be by itself. Listen, y'all,
Yeah,
it's
that
time
game
to
gonna be
upgrade.
heavy. I just thought about that. That game gonna be heavy.
It's going Call of Duty. All of the Call of Duties are no less than 100 gigabytes.
Oh, also,
Ev-
when this game come out, just so y'all know, when y'all going and click that download, you might as well go on and, what I'm saying, run to the grocery store real quick, pick up some groceries, run a couple errands, then join. Because once it installed, then it's gonna have to do updates. There's gonna be day one updates. Like,
right.
bruh, look, you ain't gonna play that game for a good hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just saying I have to agree with the companies on this one on the issue of you having to upgrade to the PS5 to play GTA 6. I mean, listen, they're designing the game to run on the PS5. They're not designing like Tekken 8, for example. Tekken 8 is not on PlayStation 4. You can't play Tekken 8 on PlayStation 4. You have to have PlayStation 5 to play Tekken 8. Street Fighter 6 plays on PlayStation 4, but here's the thing about Street Fighter 6. It was choppy, it was laggy, and it was stuttery on PlayStation 4. You get the PS5, it's smooth as butter to play Street Fighter 6.
you get the
So
PlayStation 5 Pro, it's the same thing.
yeah.
No, it's
So So Street Fighter 6 was backwards compatible per se, but now that I have a PS5 and I played a little, I ain't been playing Street Fighter 6 that much, but I played a little bit of it just to, kind of like refresh myself, but I ain't made no content for it. PlayStation 5 Street Fighter 6 looks way better than PS4 Street Fighter 6. And it's less, it's not as much lag, and like I was going through a lot of like the game kept crashing on me when I was playing Street Fighter 6. It would crash out on me. It would stutter, like I'm in the middle of a match and they think you rage quit. Like, no, I actually didn't rage quit. I didn't disconnect. The game crashed out because I'm playing it on PS4 and the PS4 can't handle the output. Once I got PS5, my matches wasn't crashing out on me no. That's what that was. So same thing, y'all. Like if y'all want Grand Theft Auto 6, you're gonna have to get a PlayStation 5, sir, ma'am. It's just what it is. In other words, I have no sympathy for you PS4 people as it pertains to Grand Theft Auto 6. I have no sympathy for you because of what they're designing the game to do, what it's able to do. Your PlayStation 4 is gonna blow up. It's not gonna be able to do it. So if you just get the PS5. So I'm saying.
They said, look, you gonna have to get that PS5, man. You gonna have to get that crazy graphics card.
Right.
It's like it ain't gonna run on nothing else. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying, we do have some, well, I guess, you know what, we started on good news, we're ending on good news. Good news is it's coming, at least from their word, it's coming this year, y'all. So all y'all GTA people, y'all gonna have it this year. You know what I'm saying? I know it seems like, it's all the way in the fault, bro. Look, we staring April in the face. I mean, we staring March in the face right now. Like, look, it'll be, time flies, y'all. So like, look, don't worry. Y'all gonna have y'all game. Just wait a little bit. You're gonna get your game in a little bit. And they say they feel good about it. But one thing I do like about the quote in general from the CEO, I'm probably messing this up, but Strauss Zelnick says, look, I think the game is eagerly anticipated both internally and externally. We know that Rockstar seeks perfection. I never claim success before it occurs. I'm fond of saying arrogance is the enemy of continued success. So we're all running scared and looking over our shoulders, and we know that the competition is not asleep. Our whole organization is super excited. So that at least lets me know that they are trying to push maybe graphical boundaries, maybe story level boundaries, even the extra stuff. People that don't play the story mode, they just want to run around like shoot people or something. Like they're trying to shoot for the stars on this one. And I will say, from that first trailer they showed, I was like, dang, this thing is gonna be wild. Like, if you thought that old GTA back in the day when it like really blew up, what was it? Maybe GTA 3 when it like really blew up, man, this is gonna be a whole nother level.
But now that you said all that and you read that, I gotta back the Charlie up real quick.
All right,
because I'm still on the bad news here. Now, I'm a fair person. I just held the gaming community accountable for upgrading to the PS5 to play GTA 6. But in the spirit of GTA 6, now I'm going to hold Rockstar accountable, because there's a part we skipped. We have to mention this before we end the show, sir. We have to mention this. There's a possibility that Grand Theft Auto 6 won't be complete upon release.
Oh boy.
The cyberpunk effect. Okay, so back to 2-3 shows ago between you and I, when we talked about charging somebody $100, because now I'm holding Rockstar accountable. See, I'm a fair person. I'm fair. I'm neutral. I'm gonna hold everybody accountable who wrong. And in this instance, Rockstar, the article specifically states that there's a possibility that the game won't be complete upon release. So if it's not complete, why are you releasing it? And why are you selling it for $100 and it's not complete?
Well, we don't know if it's gonna be $100 yet. We don't know that yet.
Oh, it's gonna be $100. I ain't got nothing solid to prove that. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be 100 because it's GTA 6 and this Grand Theft Auto is one of them games where you kind of have to charge people $100 because they got legitimate voice actors in this one. They got voice actors in this Grand Theft Auto 6 that are legitimate celebrities and been in movies, TV shows, what have you, rappers. Oh, it's a ton of rap music in this game that your favorite rapper's rap song is gonna be in Grand Theft Auto 6's playlist. When you steal a car and you change the radio station and you gonna listen to your favorite rap song, trust me. And then you remember the other one had Cat Williams doing stand-up comedy. Trust me, Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna have all of that in it. Don't tell me it ain't gonna be 100 because they done paid all these Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, all the music licensing fees.
Yeah,
and
come on now, it's gonna be 100. So if
you know what, I wonder how they gonna handle streaming this game because this game is gonna be. YouTube is gonna have a fit when you try to stream this game.
No, here's the thing: YouTube can keep its policies. If you gonna stream Grand Theft Auto, just turn the music off. There's a setting in the settings menu where you can turn off the music that's playing and just listen to the sound effects and the voice talking. That's not
don't nobody want to do that though. You got to get the full effect.
Well then, hey, then your channel gonna be flagged for copyright and they gonna shut your stream down. So it's up to you. Pick your poison.
And they're gonna be blaming Rockstar for that too.
But back to Rockstar blaming them. Your game is not it's possibility that your game is not gonna be finished upon release. And you're gonna charge us, even if it's not 100, you're gonna charge us $69.95, $75 after taxes. Listen, people, y'all can't put a game out unless it's finished. Now, bug fixes and patches are different. I'm talking about the cyberpunk effect, where the game is unfinished.
The game was straight up not done, y'all.
It's not done, and you finna put it out. Ain't nobody asking you for it right now. Put it out when it's ready to be put out. Ain't nobody feeling like Tyrone Biggums, Dave Chappelle scratching their neck for it. People still playing Grand Theft Auto 5 online. Trust me, they not fiending for Grand Theft Auto 6 just because y'all announced a trailer for it. When it's ready, it'll be ready. Okay? Put the game out and justify selling it for that price. Otherwise, you're not going to sell that many copies because the article is already here now, a whole year and a couple of months before release. And we podcasting on it. So we are ringing the alarm and talking into the foghorn. Hey, there's a possibility that Grand Theft Auto 6 might not be ready, but it's gonna be on full release, and you be finna charge y'all $100. Okay, so it's out there. We ain't got no skin in this game. We gonna hold y'all accountable now. So your sales are already hurt before the game come out. Finish the game. You got a whole year to do it. What y'all doing when y'all go to the office? Playing solitary on your laptops? Go to the office, punch in for work, and start designing them characters. You know how you go to the cubicle and don't do your job? If you going to work at Rockstar Studios, go to work and do your job and stop playing around, BSing around. That way, when it's time for release, the game is out. Stop going to work, punching the clock, riding the clock just to get a paycheck. Because and then when the game come out, now
allegedly,
y'all
allegedly, y'all.
Allegedly. But this is for all games. There's that element as to why a lot of games are unfinished at games period, because people go to the studio just to say, hey y'all, I work for Microsoft, I work for Rockstar, I work for Bungie. They just want to be able to say that to everybody, to brag and say I make $25 an hour to design video games. Ha ha ha, look at me. But when you go to work, all you do is ride the clock and sit in your computer chair desk, not designing that character, not testing out those designs or whatever you're supposed to be doing at your cubicle desk. You're not working. And then now it's punch out time, it's time to go home, and you finna go home and go to sleep, and you ain't did no work all day and they paid you for that hour. Go to work and do your job so that when the game comes out, y'all can get that money back and you don't eventually get laid off because the studio's losing money and they got to cut back. See, everybody got to take responsibility here. You know what I'm saying? In order
I tried to end y'all off on a good note, y'all. I tried to.
I know you was, but I wasn't for we wouldn't finna gloss over that because we've griped and griped and griped about the $100 sale of a game, and I just want to throw all of it's still this ain't set in stone. I don't know if it's going to be finished or not. What we're saying is there's an article that speaks to it. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm feeling like one of those reasons on a list of reasons is because people go to work to punch the clock to ride the clock, and they're not doing their job. They just want to brag about the fact that they got hired at Bungie, at Rockstar, or whatever, at NRS,
Blizzard
whatever.
or something.
Yeah, I work for Blizzard. I work for Rockstar. I work for NRS. I work for Capcom. Ha ha ha! Look at me. You broke people in the world. I'm not broke anymore. Okay, but if that game don't sell, you gonna be out of a job. So I suggest you go to work, punch that clock, and start dragging that mouse on that computer and start doing your job. You see what I'm saying?
Oh man, look, we
Now
out. Look, I'm gonna throw it. Open mind. I'm gonna throw it to you. Final thoughts, and where can they find you? Oh,
Final
boy.
Final thoughts, y'all. Stay positive. Have a good time when you game and stop threatening people's lives. It's just a video game, y'all. Win or lose, it's a video game. There's no real stakes on the line like that when you're sitting on your couch online gaming. There's no reason to threaten nobody's life. Even if you're frustrated for losing, it's still not that serious where you're going to threaten somebody's life. You know, you want to talk crap in the inbox, hey, you trash, you suck, that's fine, but leave it there. And leave it at trash talk in the inboxes. Don't take it outside the video game where you want to pursue people and meet them in person and
like doxing folks and stuff.
Like, it's not that serious. I'm okay with trash talk, inbox trash talk, where hey, you trash, blah blah blah. All y'all doing is typing to each other. That's still harmless. Even that's still harmless because it's just words on your screen that you don't have to read if you don't want to. It's just a video game, y'all. Let's have fun. Enjoy yourself. If it's stressing you out that bad, turn the game off. Go do something else with your life. All right? I'm Open Mind, spell it with a Y on Blue Sky. Open Mind 82, spell it with a Y on YouTube. And that's it. Holla at me, subscribe, support my content.
What up, man? On my end, final thoughts is, hey, Neon Inferno is out, y'all. It's out. Neon Inferno is out. Oh, well, the demo is out. Corrupt is out. That's out in full. Go play that. Let's see what else. Play something old. Find something old to play. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody always looking for the brand new stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's good, but don't forget to pick up something old. You know what? I challenge you. Go pick up something like Tetris or Bejeweled. Just play it for about 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just play that. Slow your life down. You know what I'm saying? You're always trying to play something crazy, new and graphical. You know what I'm saying? Go play something slow. Slow down a little bit. Smell the roses. But with that said, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And until the next time, even on Blue Sky, I'm saying keep your head up, watch your back, and you know what I'm saying, hug your parents. All right. Peace.
Peace.